James, a CEO whose world was built on profit margins and ruthless efficiency, barely noticed the old janitor, Samuel. To him, Samuel was just another line item on the budget, an easily replaceable cog in his vast corporate machine. One afternoon, during a particularly brutal round of cost-cutting, James's pen hovered over Samuel's name. "Redundant," he muttered, and with a swift, merciless stroke, he sealed the old man's fate. He fired him, feeling nothing more than the cold satisfaction of a problem solved. The next morning, James walked into his immaculate office. Everything was in its place, just as he liked it. But something was different. A small, neatly folded envelope sat squarely in the middle of his polished mahogany desk. His name, Mr. Harrison, was written on it in a shaky but dignified script. Annoyed by the breach of protocol, he snatched it up, ready to reprimand whoever had left it. He tore it open, his impatience growing. Inside was a single sheet of paper and a worn, faded photograph. The letter began, "Dear Mr. Harrison, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Samuel, and I was the janitor here for 20 years. James scoffed. A complaint? A plea to be rehired? He almost tossed it in the bin. But something, perhaps a flicker of curiosity, made him read on. "I'm not writing to ask for my job back," the letter continued. "I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity you gave me. This job. It meant more to me than you could ever know." The words that followed hit James like a physical blow. Samuel explained that the salary from his janitorial work didn't go to him. For 2 decades, every single paycheck had been redirected to a fund for a young girl with a rare, life-threatening heart condition. He wrote about her laughter, her courage, and her dream of one day becoming a doctor. The letter wasn't a plea for pity. It was a quiet testament to a promise he had made to a family he barely knew, a promise to give a child a chance at life. Attached to the letter was the photograph. It was a picture of a smiling, bright-eyed girl, no older than 10, standing next to a proud, beaming Samuel. Underneath the photo, a small caption read, "My little hero Sarah. Her first day of school thanks to you." James stared at the image, his world tilting on its axis. The girl's smile was infectious, full of life and hope, and Samuel ... He wasn't just a janitor. He was a guardian angel in a custodian's uniform. The weight of his decision crashed down on James. He hadn't just fired an employee. He had cut off a lifeline. He had extinguished a beacon of hope, all for the sake of a few dollars on a spreadsheet. The ruthless CEO, the man who prided himself on his sharp, unfeeling logic, felt a crack form in the armor around his heart. Shame and regret washed over him, hot and overwhelming. He looked around his opulent office, at the symbols of his success, and for the first time, they felt hollow, meaningless. Without a second thought, James grabbed his coat and rushed out of the office. He had Samuel's address from his employee file. He drove through the city, his mind racing. He found the modest apartment building and knocked on the door, his heart pounding. When Samuel opened it, his eyes, though tired, held no trace of bitterness, only a gentle surprise. "Mr. Harrison?" he asked, his voice soft. James couldn't find the words. He simply handed the old man an envelope. Inside was a check, enough to cover Sarah's medical expenses for years to come, and a new contract. Not for a janitor, but for a new position, head of the company's new charitable foundation. That day, James didn't just rehire an employee. He rediscovered his own humanity. He learned that true wealth isn't measured in stocks and profits, but in the lives you touch and the kindness you share. Samuel's quiet sacrifice didn't just save a young girl's life. It saved James from a poverty of the soul. The janitor's note became the cornerstone of a new legacy, one built not on ruthless efficiency, but on compassion, generosity, and a profound understanding that the most valuable asset in any business is the human heart. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires. Remember, a small act of kindness can change a life. You never know whose world you might transform. See you in the next video.